That's a really, really, really good football team. They coach well, they play hard, and it was just a heavyweight fight, and that was just one of those late round just blows that just it can hurt you. And he's a really good player. He knows how to use his legs and throw the deep ball as well. And he used his legs and made a play.
With all the accomplishments that Vance Joseph's defense came in, to this game, did it feel like, both defense were trying to make a statement in terms of just, how dominant they could be in this game?
I don't really ever care who we playing against. Even with the team meetings and stuff, we always just talk about if we do us, it doesn't matter who we're playing against. It's just about us, playing to our standard. So, obviously you got two really high-powered defense and top-ranked defenses. So, yeah, when you go out there, I don't care if we're playing against the worst defense in the league or if we're playing up against the worst defense in the league. We want to play our best game regardless of who it is. But
is there a frustration level with the fact that you guys feel like you guys got to be damn near perfect to win a game like this?
No, because I think the frustrating part is that you want to be perfect. I ain't never met nobody that wanted to get a 89 on the test instead of an A+. I want to be perfect. Everybody around us wants to be perfect. And I think in this league, if you have a mindset where it's like, I'm okay with a C, I'm okay with a B+, I'm okay with a B-, you just never know what it's going to take that week. And so you have to shoot for the sky every single time because you just never know. You can think, oh, this week, if we get a B+, that should be enough because that was good enough last week. But, you might need a A- this time. You just never know. So you always got to shoot for perfection, understanding you won't be perfect and just hoping that in the moments when you're not perfect, it's not a crucial moment.
How do you guys kind of deal with the record now at 3-5?
The same way we've been dealing with it every week. I know, sorry to cut you off, but just to assume what you were about to say. The margin for error is slim. It was always slim. It's slim every single week. There was never a week where I looked and said, okay, we got some time, we got some space. I don't care. It's his life or death every single week. It's the National Football League, so the mindset doesn't change. Obviously, when you talk about seedings and all this other stuff that starts to come into play towards December, November, December time football, that's playoff football. So it is eventually going to affect us, but all we can focus on is the week that we have. So.
How much were you guys cognizant to just how potent Bo Nix can be in the last quarter? Last week they had 33 points against the Giants. I think they have 4 straight walk-off wins or what have you, and just your overall impression of Bo Nix as a quarterback too.
Yeah, it wasn't really even a thing. Like I said, I think most of what we talked about was just us, us executing at a high level, us doing us better, regardless of who the player is that's out there, we got to execute. And obviously, like I said, earlier, he's a great player, and he's a young player, he got his juice, he got his poise, you see the energy he plays with, the guys love playing with him and for him, and that's just the type of player that he is. So, all respect to him, and like I said, he made a play in a crucial moment in the game.
What were your thoughts when CJ got knocked down out the way he did?
Yeah, the first thing, obviously last year, that was me. So the first thing I'm thinking is damn, that's a tough situation. I go up to the kid who made the hit, and I'm just letting him know, hey, I was literally just there. You probably gonna get crucified, you probably gonna get kicked out the game, but just I just know who you are, know that all that stuff that people are gonna say about you, if they do, it is what it is. That's not a reflection of who you are. Just go out there and play, clear your mind, don't think about it. Obviously, seeing CJ on the ground like that is tough, and it's just football. I know that kid wasn't trying to go out there and do that because I know I wasn't. But to see that there was, not only did he not get ejected, it was not even a flag. I think that frustrated me more than anything. Not because I wanted to see the kid get kicked out the game, but just knowing everything I just dealt with a year ago to where the NFL comes out and calls me this headhunter type player, and you don't even have a guy like that get a flag. I was blown away. It really shocked me. And maybe that's something that they learned from my play. Maybe that's why. And, the ref did tell me, because I asked him, but I genuinely was just questioning, what the hell was going on? How did that happen or not happen? And he told me, it's something that they were looking at changing this year to just see if there was contact to the head or neck area. And if it's a late slide, then they won't flag it. whatever. You know, it just is what it is. So I guess in a certain way, I'm happy because it's like, okay, it's a bang-bang play. It is a tough play. You know, I hate that it was my quarterback that had to be the learning lesson of, you know, what not to do or what's not a penalty now. But I guess from a defensive player perspective, it's like, okay, I just hope that that's how we're officiating it, that that's the league-wide thing and that's a week-to-week thing that they uphold, because that can happen every single week.
They ruled it clean, though, just so you know. They said the hit was to the shoulder, so that's why.
Yeah, like I said, I just hope that that's how we do it every single week if that's what we're doing.
You guys were having and Will Neal had a little bit of a meeting in the locker room. What was the conversation you guys were talking
Just
about?
typical post-game, just talking, me and Will and D Hunt and Rank. We usually talk back there in the shower hiding away from y'all, but we just happen to have it right here, so it's just typical.